Guy, see, you know, when we were in high school, when we do civic education, they used to tell us about separation of powers, the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. Now, this separation of power is there so that each of these bodies can keep each other in check. If the executive does something wrong, the judiciary can say, no, you can't do that. Or the legislative can come together and debate and say, no, you can't do that. That's why they call it separation of power, to balance power across these three arms so that nobody is too powerful. But now you live in a country where the executive is there, the legislative are singing on the mandate of the executive, and then the same executive gave out 40 houses to the judiciary. That is 20 FCT high courts, 10 high courts, and 10 court of appeal judges. Now, let me explain what that one even means. When there's a small case, yeah, they take it to magistrate court. When there's a higher case of theft, like robbery, you keep a person, they'll take it to high court. Now, if these courts have decided on a judgment, and you did not agree as the person where they carry go court, if you don't agree, you can now take the case from high court to appeal court. In appeal court, they'll now look at the case that other court has done and see if it was rightly judged. If the appeal self no agree, they now take it to the there's now Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the total. But if these people have given houses to 20 high court judges, 20 FCT high court judges, 10 federal high court judges, and 10 court of appeal judges, it means when you even take a case to court, there's already a problem, because not necessarily are they already under his influence, but for the fact that a house has been tendered, something just has to be given back in return. Whether the recipient like it or not, something just has to be given back. So the question is, what is that thing? But now when you look at this whole situation, executive, legislative, and judiciary, they are now together. That's the problem. Now, bonus points. There's another body they call INEC. INEC, that I stands for independent. Remember that, independent. But now there was an alleged case that the president of this independent body is also under the mandate. So if you really want to join to fight against this mandate, you are not just fighting the individual. You are fighting the whole system. You are fighting the people that are meant to separate and balance power. You are not fighting them as a whole. So yeah, more work needs to be done. It's not going to be easy, but if you give up, then they win. And then your children will suffer it.